Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more Quest for Glory 3, where we're at the World Tree, and this World Tree is a little annoying to climb, if only because it just takes forever. And we're here because we need a few things from this place, and the plot can't continue unless we do. So how are you, Goke?
Hail Sidious, my Anwa.
Sounds good. So one of the things that
is this game implying that the Lion people stole the tree from the Norse?
Well, I think every culture almost has like a world tree kind of thing, you know? Like, I could have sworn that I heard something that Africans do have, like, a concept of the world tree.
Yeah, and some cultures have the cosmic chicken.
Hey, man. It's either the cosmic chicken or the turtles all the way down.
No, you don't understand. The turtle was born from the egg of the cosmic chicken. You're such an uncultured swine, Sam. God.
Indeed I am. I'm trying to talk to some sparkles here.
Average day in Canadian life.
But anyway,
hello, my
sparkle.
Sir, my name. Sir, my name is Jeremy. It's not Sparkle.
Anyway, so as I was saying, one of the things that this fan patch does is make the pathing for climbing the tree a bit better. Because for whatever reason, when you click on the path to try and climb the tree, it makes it so that it tries to follow exactly where you clicked, so it's like a straight line kind of thing, which means that you're gonna get caught on all the jagged geometry and shit, and just immediately stop. And what the fan patch does is make it so that way it's a bit smarter than that. The other thing that the fan patch does is that it makes it so that way when the Guardian drops all these gems, if you take more than one gem, they get mad at you. But in the original game, the game just crashes. But if you do it here, it actually fixes it, so they get mad and I think they might kill you. I can't remember what they do. Either way, you don't do it. It's bad.
So you were saying that this is the worst one you played so far, like the worst game in the series.
Yeah, which that's not like saying a huge amount, because I still like pretty much every game in the series. It's just that, again, with that meta knowledge that this game wasn't really meant to be made, it just shows, you know.
How does the fourth game fare?
The fourth game, I would say, is my favorite. The only issue that I have with it is that the money system in that one is like completely unnecessary, almost, because you get all your money that you need right at the very beginning of the game, and you never need any more whatsoever.
Well, wasn't that the case for like the first three?
No, the first one you still needed money, and there was still an importance to it. The second one made it so that getting money was excruciatingly easy. And then, what was it? This game just made it so that way, yes, you get all the money that you need at the very beginning of the game, but if you spend it unwisely, then there's no need to get any more. Or no, if you spend it unwisely, it's hard to get more. In the fourth game, you can still get money fairly easily, but everything you need is right at the very beginning of the game, so it's like there's no point. Yeah, and sadly, this is why walking the world tree is annoying. You gotta do it every fucking time. Go through all 3 screens, or 3.5, I guess.
Say,
Hmm?
I have this article saved on my bookmarks about a Kemenid coinage that I had that has been saved like for over a month.
Mm-hmm.
You want to read that later?
Yeah, sure.
On replacement for movie night.
Look, I'm sorry I slept in, alright?
No. That's a skill issue on you. How do you live in a quote unquote first world country and doesn't know how to set up an alarm clock?
Well, the thing is that I did. I just slept through it. Anyway, we also need one of those blue plants. It's just sort of random. If you go around near the world tree, you just find it. And there's one other thing I would want to run into here. I don't think I ran... No, I didn't run into him. Feels bad. There, I ran into him now. The little monkey friend. Let's talk to the little monkey friend.
Hello, good sir.
And apparently, one of the controversies that I read about the Quest for Glory series, because apparently there is a fan wiki dedicated to listing all of the controversies that this series has gotten into. As you can imagine, the third game got into the most controversies. And one of them was that this talking monkey was considered too racist. And the reason it was considered too racist was because it was specifically...
because white women got involved.
No.
Yeah, white women found about the Quest for Glory series, and they decided this is something I can be mad about.
Well, that, but mostly they were angry at the idea that the little monkey, talking monkey creature was an insult to the pygmy tribe of Africa. And I was like, wow, that's a stretch.
Yes, and the orcs are a reference to black people, and the dwarves are about and J.K. Rowling wrote the goblins to be about the Jews. And oh my God, just bring back corporal punishment for being for stupid people. Just there should be a law like I'm fully on board with bringing back corporal punishment for crimes. And if you are retarded one too many times in public, you should get 5 lashes. And the punishment should be made like on public square, so that everyone know why you were being a retard, why you were being an imbecile.
Anyway, so one of the important things that we need to get our staff is that we need that blue flower that we got and dip it into the pool of peace at night. So now it's back to the world tree. Huzzah.
And then we gotta find the glowing butterfly.
No, there's no glowing butterflies. This isn't Lord of the Rings.
I thought you were gonna say this is not Dustborn.
was Dustborn? Did they have butterflies? I thought that was Life is Strange.
I have no clue. I don't play. You're the one who plays those games.
Well, no, because the idea behind Life is Strange with the butterfly was because you go back in time and do the butterfly effect. Because it's poetry.
Yeah.
It's rhyme. It rhymes.
Yeah, it's pottery. All I know about what I know about Life is I haven't seen much of Life is Strange, but I do recall that the whole premise of that game is that the universe hates a certain woman so much it wants her dead above all else. Like the universe will
literally everybody hates this character. Like she is that much of an obnoxious cunt.
Yeah. I love the fact that the universe is willing to destroy an entire village just to make sure this one blue-haired woman dies.
Like, all you have to do is just listen to her talk for like 1 second and then realize, oh yeah, I can see why the universe hates her. Like, one of the things was that she stole her gun from her father, who was, like, I think ex-military, right?
Yeah.
And when the main character, Max, confronts her about that, he's like, whoa, you stole a gun? I thought you were anti-gun. And she's like, I am, when it's the men who have the guns. And then...
I love that edit. Like, there is that scene where she shoots her... She shoots, like, some junk in some like old car in the junkyard, and then the bullet ricochets.
Back and hits her, yeah, and she blames the gun, not the fact that she shot it.
No, I think like Max is the one who says "stupid gun," and then like there's an edit like this comic where like she looks at Max and Max, you don't seem surprised. Have you used your powers to see it again? Yes.
900 times.
91. Max is just rewinding to see her do that over and over. I wonder if there is like a version where Alex just watches her like bleed to death.
I think Life is Strange, if I remember correctly, you can't really get game overs in that game because if it does get to a point where it's like, oh, I'm bleeding out, I'm about to die, and you don't do anything, the game just freezes until you do the rewind thing.
Oh. Yeah.
So it's completely idiot-proof.
Yeah. I mean, it's the general fakeness of those games that are like, your choices matter. No, you don't. No, they don't. I know it. They don't. I'm gonna. It's the main problem I feel like with those. It was the main issue with those Walking Dead games.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, there was just one route to follow, and all that changes was like
how much
the flavor of who dies.
By the end of it or not, yeah.
Yeah. All that changes is like who dies when. Like the only thing that actually changes anything is that like if you don't let Ben die at some point, Ben lets rants against Kenny. Because Kenny justifiably hates him with all of his might.
Well, to be fair, I think everyone should hate him, that kid, because he's like, hey, I found a weapon. It was lodged into the fucking door. I didn't hear the zombies on the other end.
Yeah, I find it amazing that some imbeciles just like, how could people hate Ben? He's just a kid. No, you freaking imbecile. He's a badly written character. That's why people hate him. Clementine is also a kid, and he's nowhere near as dumb. She is nowhere near as dumb as Ben is. Like, I love that there is a point in the show in the game that if you actually leave Clementine alone with Ben, he just says, "You're gonna leave me with Ben?" Like, even the 80-year-old girl knows how much of a liability he is. Because that's the point. Ken is not a character. He's a plot liability. That's how he's written.
I think you mean Ben. Ken is the
Ben.
Ken is pretty
Yeah,
based.
yeah. No, Ken is awesome. Ken is great, and and the people who wrote the second game should be burned at the pyre for what they did to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's Ben is nothing more than a liability written into the plot and given lines.
Oh, we got more giant ants to fight. Let's see. Also, the thing I don't really like about the combat in the third game is that it feels kind of floaty and jank, to say the least. Because it feels like half of the time your attacks don't hit, and there's no reason for them not to hit, kind of thing. Or it feels like that's the case. At least in the first game, when half of your attacks didn't hit, it made sense because, like, your weapon proficiency wasn't good enough or something.
You know, I've never known like a point. Like it's one of those things that really bothers me in fiction when a character is not written as a character but as a point the author wants to make.
Then you're gonna love fucking Atlas Shrugged then.
Not so much as a point, like they want something really terrible, like something to happen in the story, but they don't have a natural way of having that happen. And so they write a character that is like Ben, who is just a liability in the story. Or I feel like that's how George R. R. Martin writes a lot of his characters. Like I think George R. R. Martin. Like I've never read the books, but I read a lot of the wiki, and it seems very, for example, the way he writes the Starks. It seems to be very much because like George R. R. Martin wants to make the big helmet point that evil wins because good is dumb. So he just makes like, oh, these are they are the honorable family, they're the honorable people, therefore they are stupid. They are politically retarded. So
one of the Starks was the one who told the guy to not attack after he attacked, right?
I don't recall that. What are you talking about?
The big point that you really didn't like was the guy attacked some army, and
no, that's the point. He didn't tell him.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He didn't tell
him
the guy
not to do it after he did it.
Yeah, it was Edmure when he chastises Edmure for not following orders he did not receive. And like I very much think that yeah. I think it seems very much that like Martin wrote the Starks as like a caricature of what he thinks honorable people are, how honorable people act. So they are all like idealistic and politically brain dead. Like Rob is probably the best example of this because he's supposed to be like a great military commander. But politically, he just makes stupid move after stupid move. To the point that he basically loses the war to himself.
Anyway, we found ourselves a honey bird. So we what we do is that we pour honey on the ground, and then we leave, and then we come back to the honey area, and the bird is caught. And so we sneak up on it. And it flies away anyway, and then we grab one of its feathers. Huzzah! Thank you, honeybird. And we need this to get more potions. Oh, and here's the toughest enemy in the game. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex with actual beefy arms. It actually managed to remember Arm Day. And the only reason you have to fight or kill one of these guys is if you're a warrior and you're doing the tribes like warrior, what is it, warrior trials. Because in order to prove that you are a true warrior, you need to grab one of its horns. And sadly, you can't sell these horns, so that's one of the reasons why making money in this game is, like, impossible.
You can't engage in poaching.
Sadly, no. Although we just did, so there we go.
Come on, game. Just let me be a bastard.
Well, you can be more of a bastard in Quest for Glory games than you can in Avowed, I can tell you that much. Anyway, here's the guy who got arrested at the very beginning of the game. And basically his punishment for stealing from the one merchant was that he was deemed honorless, which is basically a crime worse than death, or a punishment worse than death in this city, because if you're honorless, that basically means the whole city shuns you. And basically he's saying that he can barely survive because no one's willing to talk to him to give him, like, food, or he can't even buy things, kind of thing. So the only reason he survives is because the one meat merchant, the Anubis-looking guy, he leaves out some food for him, like, secretly.
That's the equivalent of like being branded a witch in like an African villages.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, I know being branded a witch in North America for the longest time meant being burnt at the stake or getting some weird punishment, but I'm not sure what it's like in Africa.
Basically, like it's an event. Occasionally, some like someone will brand call a 5-year-old a witch, and the whole village just lets the 5-year-old starve to death.
Hmm.
You know, just old world things.
Anyway, so we're gonna be nice to this guy and give him a bit of fish.
Slap him in the face with a fish.
But anyway, we're tired, so we'll talk to him some other night.
Can he fish for himself, by the way? I mean, they are near a river. Or is it not? Because he's honorless, he's not allowed to go in the river.
I don't think he ever thought of that, but I think it's also the case where he was never taught how to fish, so therefore he can't feed himself.
Fishing's not that hard.
Hey man, you gotta teach a man how to fish in order to have him be self-reliant. Anyway, before we go to bed, we might as well use up all of our stamina to pick the shit out of this lock. There we go, we're exhausted. Time for bed. And then we can do the fun stuff of getting our magic staff. And dispel potions and shit. Yeah, not bad. Our intelligence is pretty good. Let's see. Let's get some food. And let's see. Do I do the all-important flirting with the waitress? greeter. Yep, we did it.
Hello, madame. Would you like to come to sneak into my bedroom at midnight?
Let's see. Mixture of eggs and meat covered in, I think it was like bread. Sounds pretty good.
Ma'am, this is called a sandwich.
Well, I'd say it's open-faced, but you got the open part down. Let's see, and yeah, blows us a kiss. Fantastic. So, here's an interesting thought I just had. One of the things that a lot of the characters in, especially this game, will mention is that you have blonde hair. Because I guess that's a rarity for these parts. Would that be considered racist because they're pointing that out?
No, because he's a cracker.
Yeah, fair enough.
And this guy's a hippie.
Not only is he a hippie, but he's apparently a Muslim hippie, which I don't even know that was a thing.
What?
Yeah, apparently he's a part of the.
So you're implying? So you're implying that Abrahamic religions exist in this setting?
Well, yeah, because he made a mention to the fact that he was originally from Shapir, or something like that. Or it was either that, or the people of Shapir have ties to this land, and he has ties to those people, kind of thing. So,
I mean, does that directly imply that Abrahamic religions are a thing here?
I mean, possibly. I mean, what would you say that the Sultan and stuff from the last game were?
Tangential references to the same thing like the Duke or the Sheriff existing in the first game. It's not exactly it's not exactly. They're using terminology that is familiar to people.
Okay, point.
Yeah. It's like it's like it would be kind of weird if they just invented a new term for like, oh yes, I am the Hababa of this town. What the hell does that mean?
Look, just because
like,
Avowed did it.
Yes, Avowed did it. Let's take note of how successful that game was.
Let's see. Ooh, foot powder.
I'm so sick of even games being infected with the medieval filter.
You're saying that this is a medieval filter?
No, like modern games. This game was made made like 30 years ago when people still remembered what colors were like.
Well, they didn't have many colors to work with, so it's this is what they had. But anyway, now it is time for us to make the most overpowered weapon in the entire series.
Yeah, this is more color than the Oblivion remaster, honestly.
I haven't played the remaster. Is it any good?
I haven't played it either because like I'm not exactly full of love for Oblivion right now.
Look, just because you have major skill issues when it comes to Bethesda games.
Yes, the major skill issue of of
Not
of
saving, yes.
no. Oh, I did save. The problem is that the game it's the major skill issue of not expecting the game to bug out every 30 minutes. I don't want to hear about skill issues from a guy who was born in a defective country, okay?
Anyway, speaking
You
of skill
were-
issue,
you were
we now
born-
have our magic staff.
Yeah, you were born in the unholy fusion of England and Canada and France. I don't want to hear about skill issue from that, okay? You clearly angered.
Yeah,
Oh
you have
my
nothing
god,
to
what
say
the hell
about
is?
this scene now, do you?
Oh my god, I'm just the what kind of abomination is this? What is wrong with her legs?
She is a lion.
Look at her legs.
Which is like a cross between a lion and a centaur.
But oh my god, like no, her legs are just deformed. What the hell is like? The anatomy of these people is like the gods are punishing their gods were punishing them for something because their anatomy here is just.
I think what they're
Just
trying to
perplexing.
imply is that the front paws are sort of tucked in a little bit, like how cats, when they lie down like a loaf, they do that.
Yeah, but it's not very well drawn because like you don't see like the seam of like the upper part going underneath. You just see like the legs sprouting right out of their torso.
Look, they
And it
only
looks
had
like
9 months to make this game, okay?
Yeah, and it shows like holy crap. This scene is so badly drawn, it's unbelievable. Also, the protagonist looks like he has no neck.
Well, you see, his hair is covering up the most of his neck.
Yeah, all 1 inch of it.
But anyway, we discovered that by talking to fuck, I forgot her name. But anyway, she says that she was looking for what happened to the peace mission, but she found that her like scrying magic was being drawn further east than where she wanted to look for. And she suspects that that's where the demons are trying to draw power from. And she didn't want to send her scry spell directly there because that might be bad news, because they might have absorbed that magic that she was using. So,
Ma'am, have you tried resetting the orb? Like, just turn it off and turn it on again.
So basically, they said we need to find a way further east, past the World Tree and past the rivers that are over there, to see what we can find. But that'll be it for now. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Bye bye.